Breaking. You have breached agreement going solo. APC plunges into major crisis as ADAMU bombs TINUBU in leaked letter. All does not seem to be well in the All Progressive Congress APC following the emergence of a controversial letter written by Senator Abdullahi Adamu-led National Working Committee (NWC) to its presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Nigerian News reports that the ruling party has plunged into deeper crisis following the release of the 422-member APC Presidential Campaign Council. In the letter leaked in the early hours of Thursday, the APC national chairman accused Tinubu of breaching the agreement he had with the National Working Committee with regards to the composition of the campaign council. Adamu said the presidential candidate is operating solo, whereas winning election is supposed to be a collaborative effort. The National Working Committee had made some recommendations to Bola Tinubu before the announcement of the campaign council, but the presidential candidate has refused to follow those recommendations. The recommendations of the NWC team are to have Senator Adamu as deputy chairman of the council, the APC Deputy National Chairman North, Senator Abubakar Kyari as Deputy Regional Coordinating Chairman North, and his counterpart in the South, Honorable Ima Enekwe as Deputy Regional Coordinator Chairman. South. The demand also includes having APC National Secretary Senator Iyola Omisere as Vice Chairman, Party Affairs, the National Organizing Secretary Alhaji Suleiman Agungu as Deputy Director General Organizing, the APC National Vice Chairman South-South, Honorable Victor Giadom as Deputy Zonal Campaign Coordinator South-South, and the APC National Vice Chairman Southwest as Deputy Zonal Campaign Coordinator of the Zone. Others are APC National Vice Chairman Southeast as Deputy Zonal Campaign Coordinator, APC National Vice Chairman North Central as Deputy Zonal Campaign Coordinator, APC National Vice Chairman Northeast as Deputy Zonal Campaign Coordinator, and APC National Vice Chairman Northwest as Deputy Zonal Campaign Coordinator of the Zone. The National Working Committee also recommended the creation of more directorates like the Directorate of Media Relations to be headed by the party's National Publicity Secretary, Directorate of Compliance to be headed by the National Legal Advisor, Directorate of Organizing, Contacts and Mobilization to be headed by the National Organizing Secretary. The NWC also wants the National Women Leader to coordinate the Women Wing. The National Youth Leader will be in charge of Youth Wing, and the National Leader, People with Disabilities, PWD, to coordinate people with disabilities in the Presidential Campaign Council, PCC, said a top-ranking party official. The letter reads, "On behalf of the National Working Committee, NWC, of the All Progressive Congress, APC, I present my compliments to Your Excellency and I have the honor to convey to you, in truth and respect, the committee's opinion and position regarding the above-mentioned subject matter, with a view to having a clear understanding about the respective roles and responsibilities of the principal organs of the party charged with the duties of conducting the campaigns in the forthcoming general elections. This correspondence has become necessary in view of developments that took place over the last few days around the purported appointment into the Presidential Campaign Council, PCC, that was announced precipitately by officials of the council without making recourse to the National Working Committee for approval. All along, the National Working Committee had been disposed towards the campaign in a cooperative spirit that is driven by the overall interest of the party and the singular desire of victory of our candidates in the persons of your esteemed self and your running mate. It is against this background that the NWC received with astonishment and regret the press release by the PCC on the 23rd of September 2022, in which a purported list of appointees was announced, which effectively served as the approved roster of participants in the party's Presidential Campaign Council. The purported list not only came as a complete surprise to the NWC and the party's leadership, but also contravene the principles and purposes of the arrangement that you and I led towards the adoption of the organogram of the PCP and its principal officials. Perhaps it has become necessary owing to the passage of time that I should draw your Excellency's attention to the agreement that we reached in principle around the final adoption of the PCC list, based on the understanding that it was a work in progress until such time that a joint NWC/PCC committee that was established to formalize the structure and populate the list submit its report. Your Excellency will no doubt recall our meeting in our office and also the National Working Committee conference room at the party's National Secretariat on Wednesday, 7th September 2022, during which we discussed the details of the organogram of the PCC and its composition as a collaborative project between the two entities. Our recollection of those meetings clearly leaves us in no doubt that a breach of agreement has occurred and that a return of the principles of cooperation and respect for each other is required. In Your Excellency's own words, which I take the liberty to quote here, which I also hold dearly, you stated that there is a burden on everyone's shoulder towards delivering the election to the party and the candidates. This has been the view of the NWC and myself all along since Your Excellency's emergence as our great party's flag bearer. The NWC is striving under trying circumstances to keep faith with this vision and to take our party and candidates to victory, not only in the presidential elections, but in all other across the elective strata of offices. May I therefore point out to Your Excellency that winning elections is a cooperative as well as a collaborative effort that is done in a transparent and disinterested manner by all parties concerned, by respecting established boundaries and acknowledging the contributions of everyone. The NWC believes that any sign of disarray in the party's rank will undermine the spirit and ethos of the campaign and give the undue alarm to faithful members and followers of the party across the country. At the same, such a development will undoubtedly come as manna from heaven for the opposition parties, whose only desire when it else fails is to see the introduction of rancor, division, and disinclination in the leadership of our great party. I'm sure Your Excellency will agree with me that this is an eventuality that we must do in all our power to prevent from happening. You will also agree that we owe it a duty as leaders to provide guidance by example to the rest of the party, including the PCC, to abide by agreement and adhere strictly to the work ethos that has been adopted by all of us. It is only by doing so that we will establish the premise for victory and gain the trust and confidence of our dear countrymen and women. Without further admonishment or complaints, I wish hereby to call upon Your Excellency to restrain the PCC from undertaking solo projects of this nature and agree to work with all stakeholders towards taking our party to victory. I shall not find it necessary to reiterate the importance of the party in the overall scheme of things in this campaign, and the singular position of the NWC in driving the process towards our securing of victory in the polls. It suffices for me to convey the general and overwhelming sentiment of the NWC with regards to the ill-timed and unfortunate release of the PCC list, which confounded rather than pleased the members, and those withdrawal will assure the NWC of Your Excellency's respect and disposition towards the party, as well as the magnanimous spirit of cooperation towards achieving victory together with the NWC. Please accept, Your Excellency, my own personal regard and consideration, as well as the assurances of the NWC's warm and sincere felicitations.